you would be able to add some settings to this, define a position, or set up some different other configurations to this. Okay, so let's move on to the actual task of the day, which is the hands-on workshop to develop a particular Joomla module and the component. For the component part, I would be skipping it a little bit more because I really want to cover the Joomla module development in detail for this. And it is very useful for the beginners, as it will help them to develop a very dynamic website with the help of Joomla modules. So let's create a module called reviews for this workshop, which will allow to display customer reviews on a page at a particular location or a particular position. We would start with a simple Joomla module where we would be displaying a static tags. Once this is done, we would be moving with a database linked module. So let's quickly go to the module of folder structure. If you are already with your installation, if you are already done with your installation, you would find that there is a folder on the root of your Joomla installation called modules. In this module folder, you would need to create another folder called mod_reviews, and in this folder you will need to create 4 different files like the mod_reviews.php. You can create a simple empty files for now. One is the mod_reviews.php, another is mod_reviews.xml, then next is helper.php and index.html. And we'll create a folder called tmpl that would be used for the template files. We'll create a default.php and index.html in it. As we already know that index.html is a blank file, which is meant for no directory access. For remaining files, we move on. So I believe you have already created these files. So here comes the mod_reviews.php file. In this file, you have 4 different but major lines into this. If you are creating this module for promotion purpose or for reselling or for something else, you can simply add your license details on the top of it. And like this. And the next line is the defined JEXEC or restricted access. This particular line talks about the no direct access. This particular line ensures that whatever URL you are accessing is through the Joomla application and not directly. So how does it mean? Say for example, you have created a file, say mod_reviews.php. So in the folder structure, it is located on say for example your-site.com/modules/mod_reviews/mod_reviews.php. So if you try to directly access this particular file, it won't allow you. So with the help of this, you can block unwanted connections, unwanted access to your files. And yes, it is with the help of Joomla conventions, with the help of Joomla syntax. So we should use it like this. For the further detailing part, we can possibly cover it separately. Then the next line is to include the helper file in the module initialization file. Here we are simply using a convention which is saying the directory name file. It automatically routes to the directory of the module, and then the directory structure is called, and then the helper.php is called, which means instead of calling it helper.php, we can call it anything .php. But for better understanding, we should call it helper.php, and we should keep the name conventions similar, so that any developer who is using it in future or updating in future can do it very easily. So this particular file particular line is very important. It allows the database connections, database queries, and some simple calculations whenever we want. The next line is to load the helper class and the helper function. So here is the helper class, which is the mod and mod reviews helper, and then this is the helper function, which has some parameters with this. These parameters are not intended for this particular workshop, but I'm keeping it for the future reference. So whenever you want to use some parameters, you can put it up somewhere. So what exactly is happening? This particular class is calling a particular function, and when this function is called, the value will get transferred to this variable, which is the $reviews. And once we have the values in the $reviews variable, we can simply pass it on to the template file, which is loaded in the next line. It is calling the module helper file, and then the layout is loaded, and the default file, which is the which is there, is called up. So your default.php in the template folder will be called up, and this value of $reviews would be available in the template for display purpose. So I'm just marking it again, the $reviews, so you can ensure to check it and see it again in the template file. So this is the further detailing of it. For the first line, I have possibly covered it, so I'm skipping this particular line. It simply prevents variable injections and other potential security concerns. The next line is for the helper class to include. We add the necessary functionalities and the added features to this, like the database connection queries. I'm skipping it as well. Then the third line, which is here, it allows to invoke the appropriate helper class, and data is retrieved from. So as we have seen it, the $reviews would contain the data which is invoked and retrieved from this particular class, and by using this particular method or function. And this is the final file to include the template, and it will use to display the output. So we have completed one file, which is the mod_reviews.php, and the next is the mod_reviews.xml. By default, this is the file structure which we should follow. Here we define the XML version with it. Then the extension type is defined like the module. Yes, there can be different type of extensions like the module, component, plugin, or could be anything. So whenever an extension file is uploaded, it should tell the Joomla system that it relates to a module or component. And then the version is there. This version talks about the version compatibility. Like if it is 2.5, it would be compatible with the, it is meant that it would be compatible with the Joomla 2.5. If it is 1.5, it is mean that it would be compatible with Joomla 1.5, and so on. And then the client side is there. Site says that it is for the front panel. If it is admin, then it would be for the admin panel. There could be method upgrade, or you can simply skip it. It is not required. If you want to upgrade a particular module, you should put it like this, or you can simply skip it. Then the module name is here. Whatever module name is here, it will be seen in the backend of Joomla, where under the module manager you would be able to see that particular name. So try to keep it more and more understandable, so you can understand it and recall it whenever you want. Author name could be anything. You can keep your name. This version is for the module version. Kindly note that it doesn't relate anything. It doesn't have any relation with the Joomla version. You can put it 1.0 or 0.1, whatever as per your development cycle. Then the description, it is a little bit detailed. So whenever you install it, use it, you would be able to see details of your module, and you can simply recall what kind of work it does. And there are some files are included and folder. In Joomla 1.5, 2.5, you will notice that the files are wrapped with the files tag, and then file name and folders are mentioned there. one of the major difference between Joomla 1.5 and 2.5 is that the Joomla 1.5 was using install instead of the extensions, and each file in every folder was to be defined while creating an XML file which is meant for the installation purpose. But in 2.5, you just need to name the folder, and all files inside the folders will be automatically included during the installation. So it actually helps in the last coding and works better. So it tells you, so it is further detailing of this screen. It tells you the extension type, version, client side, and the methods. I already talked about this, so I skip it now. These are the files which are included during the installation. So all of these files will be called and included and utilized during the installation. So if there is a component, you can even add your SQL files into this XML file, and with this method, when a particular component is being installed, necessary database table creation and other necessary actions would be performed automatically during the installation. So here I have highlighted the difference with the Joomla 1.5. You can see the installation type, file name, and install. These three things are different for, in 1.5 and 2.5. So I quickly go back to the screen. Here you see the extensions, and you see the folder name just for once. No other file inside the folder is included. But when you come to the 1.5, you see install instead of the extension, and each file has to be defined. So this way, 2.5 is much better in the handling of the code. Now I'll come to the next file of the module, which is the helper.php. This file can have as many as functions you want. It simply depends on how much complex you want your module to be. So for this particular workshop, I would keep it very simple. In the mod_reviews.php, we have defined some basic files to be included during the initialization of the module. In the mod_reviews.xml, we have included the information of files and the settings which would be used during the installation, and this helper.php file would be used for further calculations, further handling, or further calling the data from some source like the database. So here I have created a class, which is the class mod reviews helper. You would see that this is R and H are in the capital mode. Yes, it is for a better visibility. So whenever you create a class, it is much more visible that what kind of work it is doing and what type of class or file it is. So here you can see that this is related to the mod reviews, and it is a helper class. In this helper class, I have created a function which says get reviews, and some parameters are passed. You can or you cannot. In this particular workshop, these parameters doesn't mean anything. So whenever this particular class is called and this function is invoked, loaded, then it will simply return one static line which says I am a happy user. There are no dynamic programming in this particular module. I'll try to add more into this in the upcoming slides. So it will simply return one static message, which is I am a happy user. And the last thing for this particular module is the index.html. You can keep it blank, or you can add a dummy tags to this with the white background color. It is very easy and meant to prevent directory browsing. Then inside the template folder, which is the TMPL folder, we have a file called default.php. You already know that this particular line is used to prevent the direct access of the page. and then we are printing the user reviews. Here we are printing the user reviews, echo $reviews. So whenever this template is loaded, it will call this variable, and the variable value will be shown on the screen. Now you would notice, and as I highlighted previously, that in this template folder, this particular variable is not defined anywhere. So how does it work? Let's go back to a little. This is the helper.php where we call a class and then a function, and this value is provided, is returned. So if I go a little bit back again, you'll see that here helper file is loaded. You invoke the function here, so value is transferred. So value of when this function is called, the value will be returned as I am a happy user, and this value will be transferred in the $reviews variable. And once this information is transferred in the $reviews variable, with the help of this template, it will be transferred to the template and it will be shown. So I come to this screen. Okay, I got a message that the screen is flickering again. So I am refreshing my screen. Please hold for a second. I'm connecting it. Okay, so I'm back on the default.php page. You can possibly, the screen is better now. So now you can realize this $reviews variable and how the value of I am a happy user is being transferred to this variable. So I go to the next screen with this. This is the index.html, which I have already covered. You need to keep it in every directory of your module to prevent direct directory browsing. You would notice, and most of the people like myself find it very difficult when they move from 1.5 to 2.5, or they simply start doing something new into the 2.5. Because what happens when you use Joomla 2.5, it doesn't allow you to directly access the module which you are developing in the directory. In Joomla 1.5, whenever you start creating a module in the directory, it is auto-detected and you can start using it immediately. But for 2.5, you would need to discover a new module or any extension explicitly from the admin panel. So let's see how it is done, because it is one of the commonly asked questions which I have noticed. We'll go to the Joomla admin panel. Then, since we have already created a module with the base information with us, so we can possibly discover it very easily in the admin panel. So we go to the Joomla admin panel, and then we go to the extensions top menu, and then extensions manager, and then on the discover tab you would need to click on the discover button. My arrow is on the wrong button, so kindly ensure that you click on the discover button only. And post clicking the discover button, you would be able to see that this reviews module is added to the list. And using the installation button, you can simply install it, and it's just like a breeze. You have created a simple module, you have installed it, discovered it, as well as installed it, and now you should be able to use it as well. So how to use this particular module on a particular position, and how to see the results. Let's go ahead. So I'm going to display the module in front end. How? We'll go to the extensions module and then module manager. Once you are on the module manager screen, please click on the new button. When you click on the new button, you'll notice that your new module is being shown in the module type list. Click on the module name. It will take you to the configuration page where you can set up your configurations. Here on this screen, you can define any title. This title can be shown or kept hidden when as you want, or as per the need, or as per the look and feel you want to keep. Then you need to define a position for the particular module. Since I'm using the bees_20 template, I am defining a position 6 into this. Kindly ensure that whenever you are creating a new module, it is assigned to a position in the active template only. Because what happens, I have noticed one of the common issue that when you have 4 different templates, accidentally you define a position in a different template, and you don't see a module in the front panel at all. So kindly ensure that it is in an active template and a defined position. Then you can have other details like this. Here is the module descriptions, which is coming from the XML file. You already know this. And then you can do the module assignment. This module assignment is very useful feature. Using this with the help of just few clicks like this, you can define on which page you want to display a module. So if you select a position 6 and you select say related items and article categories page, then on these on only these 2 pages your module will be shown at position 6. For the rest of the pages your module won't be shown at all. So this is very dynamic feature. You can display your modules at any desired position or at any desired page with this. Once you are done with this, click on save or save and close. Your module will be saved, and you will be able to see it in the front end. So let's go to the front end. Call yoursite.com or whatever is your Joomla installation URL, and you should be able to see your module something like this. So here is the position 6, and I can see the module added as, and if you remember, in the helper.php we had a function called getReviews, which was returning a value, a static value, I'm a happy user. So this happy user value is being transferred from helper to template file, and it is shown here. So similarly, you can have much more complex module in your project. So let's move. So as I said earlier, if you can't see the module, please make sure that you are selecting a correct position in your default or active template. If you still find an issue, you can post it in the forums or connect with me at any time. I would be happy to help you for this. Okay, let's go a little bit more crazy with this. We'll be doing some advanced programming now. We'll be adding a database support into the module. In the previous example, we noticed that a static custom review was shown, and now if you want to display 10 different reviews dynamically in a random fashion on a page, how to do that, and this example will give you an idea how you can add much more advanced functionality to your module. Using this simple example, you can create n type of modules at your end. So first steps goes with the phpMyAdmin. You need to go to the phpMyAdmin, go to your Joomla database which you have just created, and create a simple table called reviews. Your prefix could be as per rest of the tables in your database. So it would allow you to automatically call the table in the database if you keep the same prefix and all. And for the demo purpose, we are adding 4 different fields into this, which is the ID, name, city, and feedback. And I'm trying to keep it very simple. So I'm adding a new table into this, site reviews. I'm keeping 4 fields into this, and I click on the go. The next screen would be to add fields into this. I am adding ID, name, city, and feedback. Kindly excuse, this is the feedback, not reviews. And once this is done, you will be able to see your table is created. And once table is created, for the demonstration purpose, I'm adding records directly into the database table, so that we can see it in the front panel. In actual production environment, you shouldn't add your records directly into the database table, but there should be a component supported where you can add records from the backend, and these records can be seen with the help of module in the front panel. So for example, banners could be added using a component in the backend, and using a module, it can be seen somewhere on the website. So as I said, I have done some dummy entries into the database directly for the demonstration purpose. Where the test user, I have entered the name, city, feedback for 2 different entries. Now we see the previous example, as well as this is a new added code here. So I would try to keep a relation with the previous example, so that you can see how many changes are there and how to go a little bit more advanced from the previous basic example. Here we have changes in 4 different locations. We don't need to touch the XML file because there are no major changes required. There are some minor changes in the mod_reviews.php, some major change in the helper.php, because earlier we were simply returning a static value saying I'm a happy user, but this time we'll be connecting with the database and we'll run a query, and records will be shown up. And there will be a minor change in the default.php file, and a new template file will be added called reviews.php, where the complex display of complex display of the reviews will be done. So here is the mod_reviews.php file. Rest, everything is the same. I have marked this in the purple color. This particular line is the previous line. So here, instead of the reviews, we are now calling the rows. We have defined a different variable. It could be kept even reviews. It doesn't matter. But for better understanding, we are keeping it rows. So what would happen? I'm assuming that the class, helper class will be called, and then the function will be called, and this function will return some rows to me, and these rows will be database rows will be stored in this variable, and then these will be transferred to the template. So as I said, there is no change in the mod_reviews.xml file. It will remain the same. And this is the old helper.php, to just remind you that what we had done in the past. So we were just having a class and then a function, and then a simple tags was being returned. Now this time we are not returning the tags, but doing much more sophisticated database connection, database query, and whatever data is coming up, we are rendering it to the template. And how it is being done? The class name is the same, the function name is the same. There are few additional items where we are using the Joomla syntax. Here we have one new line which is defining the limit of number of items to load from database. It could be anything. It doesn't mean to be this way or some other way. You can simply add your numbers or something, but for the better purpose, it should be kept separately like this. So you can fetch 10 records at a moment. You can fetch 5 records or so. The next line is for the database connection. This is the Joomla syntax and conventions. So instead of writing the connection strings for database, we are simply calling the getDBO function, which is the inbuilt function of the Joomla. And with the JFactory class, we are having the connection string transferred to the $db, and these details are used to run a database query. We have a simple query which is saying select a star from hash _reviews. And you notice that there is one hash This hash represents the prefix. So whatever prefix would be of your database tables, it will be replaced automatically with the hash tag. And then there are two underscore signs. One underscore is for the default, and another underscore is coupled with the hash sign for the prefix. So here we run we set a query to where the query value is coming from here. Starting from the 0, we are having the limit of this, which is coming up from here, and the limit is 10. So 0 to 10 records will be fetched, and then we have rows variable where objects of from this database tables are being transferred. Once this is done, and if any error comes, we have a very basic exception handling sort of thing. So if any error comes, it will simply raise a warning with this. And if everything goes right, we'll simply return rows. Earlier, instead of returning the rows from the database, we were simply returning a simple text. So this time, we'll return rows. Okay, I guess the screen is flickering again as I got the information. So I would change it again. I have stopped it, and okay, I have stopped it and I started this session again. So this time we are transferring the rows, and this is the part 2. This is the part 1 of the helper.php, which actually loads the values from the database, and then the second is which actually renders the values to the templates. So here we are creating a function called render reviews, where the reviews values and additional parameters are being transferred. Here we are using a new line. This particular line does not need to be used for this particular module, but it is for the future reference. Here you would notice that a particular link is being created, a variable is created where we are transferring the link of a component. So if we want to create a component similar to this module, like I said, that the values for the reviews should be entered from the backend using a component. So if we want to connect it with a component, this component would be used here. So it could be used like this. In the module, you can display two reviews, and a view more link could be given there, which will be routed to this particular link. At once clicked, it will take you to the component page of reviews, and all of the reviews can be shown on that particular page. And then finally we are calling the template view for the display purpose. It's simple. Yes, I understand that there would be a little bit complexity for the people who are doing the core PHP, but once you would be into this, you would gain more and more into this. And I really understand that it is a little bit complex from the starting point. So for the beginner purpose, I'm trying to cover the basics of this, and then gradually we can understand more difficult part of it. And now is the default.php file, which was there previously. Here we have the file for the line from the last file, which is the echo $reviews, and it was simply passing the value of I'm a happy user. This time we are not using this line. Instead of this, in the default.php, we are using a file. One thing which I forgot to inform you here, you would notice that we are calling a template view here, and there is another thing which is being called in the separate line. So what will happen? This particular file will will call a particular template view and it will be shown up there. And this is the next file. So this template file is the default.php, and it has a simple for loop, which is basically calling the helper file and the function of the helper file, and from this it is transferring the database roles to us. And default.php will store these values, and then it will be used in the new file, which is the reviews.php. In this file, you can see there is a little bit more complex coding this time. Not actually complex, but it is coupled with the HTML code, so it looks complex. So we had three different fields in the database. One is the name, city, and feedback. So we are using those fields to display in an HTML wrapper this time. So here is the echo UC words. It will do the uppercase of the first letter of the name, and then we have same for the city, and then we have the word wrap. You would notice that to display the name or the city or the feedback, we don't need to do anything complex or anything special. We don't need to run a for loop, and we don't need to do a long programming into this. Using Joomla helper and the Joomla conventions, we can do it much more easily. You'll be surprised to see this 130 here. This 130 is the wrapping function, word wrapping function. So whenever your text size would be longer than 130, it will be wrapped and will be transferred to the new line. So let's see this. This is the view with the dynamic records. You see that two records are called from. Yes, the design can be improved, but you can see that the task user with the Delhi city and the first record is seen here, and then the demo user with the second record is seen here. I would like to recall the previous page where we were seeing just one record. So if I quickly go to the original page, you can see that one static line is being seen here. But now when you have connected with database, you can see much more records here. You can even link it with a component, and then component details can be, component page can show more reviews. So you got a basic idea of an advanced module now. For the component development, I would need to skip it because the time doesn't allow me to include this particular part. I had already came through a Joomla 2.5 tutorial for the MVC component, and the link is given in this slide here. You can probably use it later at your desire, and it has a very good documentation for the component development. So I'm excluding it because there is no need to reinvent the wheel. Now for the FAQs part, I had a couple of questions with me, so I'm trying to cover them here, and then we can move to the questions and answers sessions. So one of the basic, I was asked frequently that what is the basic database structure between 1.5 and 2.5 versions. For the extensions perspective, I have noticed that earlier we used to have hash modules and hash components tables, which were separate for the components and modules, and similarly for plugins and so on. But nowadays in the 2.5 version, everything has been merged into the one table, which is the $_extensions table. So this way it is much easier to manage extensions in a single table, and handling is much easier now. The next FAQ is I was able to create and load modules easily in 1.5, but I can do the same in Joomla 2.5. Yes, because in 1.5 version you were able to see the modules and see the modules with the auto detection facility, but for 2.5 modules are not auto detected. To keep improved security, you need to discover a module, which I have already discovered in this workshop. So you can possibly try this with the discover button. The another question is are too many modules a problem for the Joomla side? I particularly think yes, too many modules or too many extensions are really a problem for any CMS. Either it is Joomla or Drupal or WordPress, because if you add too many extensions on a page, then it increases the loading time of the page. It puts an extra load, because for every extension or module, number of database calls, database requests will be made, and it will increase the page loading time and definitely will affect the performance as well. Does the extension need to be compulsory and open source code? No, it shouldn't be. You can keep it closed source. You can encrypt the entire code and you can sell it like many other people do it. But ideally it is the CMS is open source, and the entire idea of Joomla is a community, as the name says, all together or as a whole. So when we are talking about the community, it should be open source so that more people can contribute into this and they can help you to improve your extension module, whether it is module or component. The another frequent question is, do I really need to switch to Joomla 2.5 from Joomla 1.5, and why? Yes, you should. As I started in the very beginning, that there are two types of releases, STS and LTS. 1.5 version is the LTS version, and Joomla has officially stopped support for it from April 2012. So if any code level issues comes up, Joomla Foundation won't be supporting it. However, there would be forums and community always there, but won't be supporting. So for the benefits of new security features, new added features, you should migrate to Joomla 2.5, and you should migrate your existing modules, components, and everything to Joomla 2.5 as and when you get a chance, but try to make it early. If you want to learn more about the Joomla extension development, yes, there are a lot of resources, but one of them is very authentic and useful is the docs.joomla.org. You would find tons of information over here, and you would be really surprised that Joomla organization has gathered so many information to use here. And the last question, last FAQ for the day is, can I use jQuery framework in the extension development while Joomla uses MooTools JS framework? Yes, Joomla uses default MooTools, and you would notice it when you would be using the admin panel and other parts of the default Joomla templates. And yes, you can use the jQuery with it if you want to add some functionality to your module. Yes, you can use it. Usually it doesn't conflict because there is an inbuilt feature nowadays, but if in case you find any issue with the conflict and your either your jQuery or MooTool based code doesn't work, then please add this code snippet into the head section of your template file. It would do the necessary no conflict handling for you automatically. Now please feel free to ask any relevant questions regarding this webinar. I would be definitely happy to answer you. So if you have any question, kindly let me know.